I'm feeling an anxiousness, so I hope you guys are doing all right today. Hopefully you're not too anxious right now. Let's see what's going on. What message you need to hear. Okay. All right. This collective, perhaps you've just had a communication come in from, or some kind of clarity come from somebody who is presented quite unpredictable. Maybe this whole situation has been very unpredictable. This could be someone who maybe was a little more self-focused. His energy in reverse is not nice, the King of Wands. I mean, you can see here, controlling, tyrannical, ruthless. And if this is somebody who is, this could be related to a work situation, but this could also be someone who's wanting to put in effort and dedication here. Maybe this collective, you're just not sure how to feel about it. Ace of Swords. Temperance. I think you've had clarity. There needs to be healing here. Maybe this person has expressed a desire to heal and bring balance to this current situation. Harmony, which is good. King of Wands reversed. Yeah, the Chariot. So this has come in, or this is right on your doorstep. Let's just confirm. If Communicate, Confession, or the Yes card come out, they've already reached out. We'll pull 4. If not, this is what's coming for you. Right around the corner. Okay. So this hasn't come through yet, but it will. They'll be back. You are going to hear from this person soon. Okay, so the intensity you're feeling in your energy, the anxiousness, clearly this person is wanting to come through. They're wanting to bring some kind of clarity, truth. They've had an epiphany. They're wanting to bring healing and balance to a situation, but they're coming in unpredictably. Maybe they act on impulse. They're coming in forward. A lot of willpower and determination when it comes to the situation. 8 of Coins. A lot of passion as well. So that's what's driving them. This has been bubbling under the surface for quite some time. And I think this person is just about to burst with wanting to come through with this clarity, this truth, this information. Now the unpredictability, you want to hope this isn't how they're presenting now, that maybe this is an energy to tie you to how this person has presented in the past, but we'll confirm. All right, let's just see. We'll get their intention in a moment with this, how the universe is seeing them, how their energy is reading right now. But I just want to see how they're currently feeling about collective. Maybe they feel you've moved on. Masculine strength. Family had a part to play, or they want a foundation. They're feeling the loss of this. Okay. So maybe this person is being driven by a fear that you have completely closed the door on this. They're shining in a lot of masculine strength. It's that Chariot energy. Family. You could have talked about starting a family with this person, or there could have been family interference. Let's get clarifiers. Finality. It's fine. Okay, so they have been looking in. And if they feel you've walked away, this would be one way they're accessing you and your energy right now. Divine masculine strength. Okay, so they might be sitting in a bit of negativity in their negative mind right now. When it comes to this, again, it's that bubbling under the surface, but they do want to heal the negativity and start over. It's that Temperance card we saw. Family. So maybe this person does want a long-term foundation with you. They're clearly fixated on the situation right now. One more. Yeah, they've been trying to grow, trying to heal. This says obsessing, spying. This person is in a bit of a spiral. They are in masculine strength, overcoming the negativity and wanting to try again. Depression. Yeah, they're hoping for, they're trying to have faith, manifesting. They're certainly being guided and led by hopes and dreams right now, internal positivity rather than negativity. They want peace, harmony, friendship. They are starting to recognize the depth of this connection. Maybe this is something they didn't realize initially. Something has happened recently that has shocked them. Yeah, they're being led intuitively. I do feel this is something that's internally driving this person. Very future focused. On a family is a big one. Foundation, some kind of foundation here. Again, I'm on the fence if family is like a barrier, if there's already a foundation that's an obstacle here, or if this is just something they really, really want. I want to see how they're seeing you, collective. Actually, let's see what emotion is driving them at the moment. What emotion is driving this person? Skepticism. Faith, yeah, faith came up before. They have a lot of hope and intuition. They've been reflecting, clearly. Maybe they're skeptical if you'll accept this offer, but there's also anticipation. So again, that feeling of they're just kind of hovering over their phone. They've been exhausted by this. But they're tapping into their abundance. Rather than the scarcity, the lack, the negativity, this is something they're overcoming. There's an abundance of opportunity, of choice, of potential in any situation, and I think they're starting to see it. That's good. That's not a bad energy. They're not being driven with jealousy or greed or anger, right? This person's in reflection. Let's see how they're seeing collective. This person viewing you. You're very positive, very independent. You don't need a lot to be happy in life. Firefly, you glow to this person. Someone exceptional, I'm seeing. Spurts of inspiration. But the Firefly light talks about fleeting as well. The light goes in and out, and maybe that's kind of been the nature of this connection. They have access to you, then they don't. Maybe you've gone through cycles. You did get the cycles card in your purple part. Hyena, that you mask maybe your pain, maybe your true feelings and intentions. You're on the fence with this connection. You're hurt from this connection. So they know that you're powerful. You've had an awakening. You are protective. That's boss CEO energy too. See your strength. The way you communicate. You'd be very intimidating to this person with the lion energy here. The lion doesn't let many people in. Stands in truth, power, authenticity. Very regal. The way you talk, your communication, your striking message to the world. You wouldn't let many people in. You know your worth. You don't deal with bullshit, that's for sure. It's collective. Passionate towards you, but also defensive. So this person, I just feel their plan is to approach. They want to approach. But clearly there's been some damage done in this connection, or some cycles that unfortunately haven't played out the best. And I think they're a little concerned how this collective might respond. I usually rarely go for these. Let's see the hidden truth. What they would say. Will you ever make things right? So maybe this person really projected onto you that it was your job to reach out and fix this. Unfortunately, they feel so, and they do, that firefly energy. It's like a moth to a flame that wanted to flip. I don't want to know. Again, that fear of, have you moved on? Are you just done with this? I feel the tension and I still feel the pain. And they did have that sorrow. So they're feeling the loss of this. Certainly. You let me down. Okay. Could be triggering, but clearly this person, for whatever reason, has also felt hurt by you in this dynamic. I feel so happy with you, but they do reflect on the good times. Maybe the certain boundaries you put up or how you release this. I want you so, God. There's a lot of passion. You had the Ace of Wands, the King of Wands, and he's the Fire King, leads with passion. There's a lot of sexual energy for this collective. Wow, 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 wow. Do I still have a chance? And that's their greatest fear right now. That's their greatest fear. I just want to see where they felt collective. And again, this could be their own projection of their wound. Like if they have a rejection wound and you set up boundaries, they could have really perceived that as hurtful rejection, right? That's not your fault, collective. That's their perception based on where they're at in their life right now. Maybe something you said. This is all about communication. Rock bottom here. The closure. I do feel this collective, I don't think in a mean way, but if there was a complete breakup, what seemed to be an ending here, or a perceived backstab betrayal, I think the strength card is confidence, personal power. I think you had to stand in your power. You had to communicate clearly, maybe put boundaries up with this person. Maybe the very end of this was very painful. They felt let down by it. Maybe they had hopes you would overcome things differently earlier. But again, if it doesn't align, it doesn't align. Sometimes separations are needed for growth, healing to happen, so it can come in correct. Or the exact same roundabout of destruction will take place, right? It's very triggering. All right. I want to see the universe's perspective on this connection really quickly. Boundaries. This is a card of home, a structured framework, but boundaries. Crossroads. You've had to make some difficult choices along the way. Coffin on the bottom, that ending. Lifting out of negativity, though. So again, their rival. We know they're going to come through soon. Let's see if this is weeks, days, weeks, months. 6. All right, let's allocate 1 to 2 as days, 3 to 4 as weeks, 5 to 6 as months, 3 to 4 weeks. Okay, so you're feeling their energy. This might still be a couple months out for this collective. Boundaries, house, yeah, having a firm focus, setting your goals, building your own framework. And with that bear energy, I feel this collective you have, you're very structured, very strong, you know what you want in your life. Again, difficult decisions. This has been really unclear which direction to take with this connection. But all the while, you've been planting seeds along the way that will create a new beginning, one way or another, for this dynamic, which is really beautiful. Yeah, that fox energy. So they're keeping their cards close to their chest. Maybe they've been not very open. Something that needs to be spoken about. Maybe they're being very strategic and cunning. Divine interventions over this. So this is something that needs to be spoken of. If there was deception here, if there was some form of betrayal, self-interested energy that played out in any way, shape, or form, needs to be discussed. But this is a positive card. It's negotiating. They're clearly very nervous, making contact. It's being activated in them. Wow. Wish fulfillment. Lifting out of the negativity of this. Miracles, blessing, falling in love, inspiration. The wish fulfillment coming from this connection. One more for the first row. Yeah, this was to activate your drive, your willpower, your success, your framework, your boundaries. So this would have set you on a path of maybe your true work, your purpose. Maybe after the separation of this, you were able to focus more on what you wanted to achieve and accomplish in this world. Stars. Oh, we're just going to flip it a few times like a pancake. A new beginning. Some kind of new beginning. You might be meant to go public, be heard, spotlight. Divine. This is a wild card. This is meant to be a surprise. What's coming next? You're not meant to know. Unpredictable. X factor. I'm trying to get more details on the outcome of this. Sudden, unexpected. Certain things are going to be cut out. Other things are going to be adapted. This is problem solver, resourceful, but also entrepreneur. Interesting. Clearly this collective, this gave you great strength, put you on a path, but a new beginning's coming from this. You're going to lift out of the negativity of this one way or another. That's why this conversation's coming forward. I think it's to bring closure so you can move in the right direction. You do have the crossroads. I guess it's your choice if you want to move towards this person or away from this person permanently. Let's see how they are presenting when they come forward. I want to see their true intention. Dolphin's positive. So they will come with truth and clarity. This is the communication card, a message. This is also wanting healing compromise. It's that collaborative energy. The fish is very in and out, hot and cold, unsure, fearful, trying to go with the flow, but not sure how things will turn out, and moving very slowly. So again, this person is feeling a little insecure and unsure how you will handle this approach. But the turtle here, they have been gaining wisdom in this time. They're moving slowly but deliberately. And that first part, they weren't. It was like passion, let's go, chariot. And I think they will come in that way. They're being more mindful, though, than I gave them credit for. One more. The mouse. Yeah, that fear, that worry. Maybe the anxiety. If you're feeling anxious, this collective, you are picking up on this person's energy. This is the card of like overanalyzing things. Very anxious energy. It's not your own. How is this person, when they come through, going to... How's the universe going to read their energy? How will they present? So they will have a very heart-to-heart conversation. This is equal give and take. That's good. They're not just going to talk at you. There's going to be equal exchange of speaking, listening, hearing each other, very in sync. It's very beautiful for communication. Walking away, so maybe they finally let go of things that were not emotionally serving them. Knight of Wands. That's not like the best approach, because that, again, that's very impulsive, rushing forward, sexual energy, flirtatious, fearless. This person has a lot of passion for you, like naughty. Naughty. Two of Cups. Timing. So this is awakening in them, this need of, rather than sitting here unmotivated in action, it's being activated. They're wanting a fresh start. So the spring could be, and actually a couple, 6 to 8 weeks, that would put you, unless it's days, but that would put you in spring. And this may come through, 8 of Cups. Okay, finally walking away from the entrapment, their anxiety, that anxious feeling that's so prominent in this reading. The doom and gloom, hands tied, paralyzed. They're gonna leave it. It doesn't fulfill them. Sitting there stewing over it. They're gonna come forward with truth and clarity, directness, very candidly. It's good. Being very realistic here. Knight of Wands. Oh, that's good. So maybe this is a reflection on that behavior. Maybe this is how this person's presented in the past, and that very unpredictable in and out, leads with passion and impulse, leads very sexually, not with as much emotional intelligence to start, which this Two of Cups, that is emotional intelligence, so that's good. I think this Knight of Wands approach has created the rejection, the loss, the turmoil. They've had a new perspective and an epiphany on this. You have the Hangman. It's the opposite energy of Knight of Wands, so they're actually coming into balance. I'm going to do one more row, how this person's energy will present. No, they're still going to be impulsive. So while there's some reflection and some balance, anyway, they're going to come forward. They're just going to rush in one day. You will not see it coming. They have family on their mind, definitely. They want long-term with you. They want a legacy with you. They want to build something. They want to build a home, something very enduring. They're in anguish over the loss of it. A little on the fence, I'll be honest. It's good they want to come with truth and clarity, but they're just leading very impulsively, very sexually, passionately. And maybe that drive of impulse and fearlessness is what they need to break out of that anxiety and come forward. I'm going to grab a few of these. I'm just going to get a couple. Gotta watch my timer. I have a meeting I cannot be late for. Okay, yes, very future focused. They have a very clear vision. Feeling hopeful for the future, that faith. But their life is going to be in a lot of outer turmoil. Maybe the outer turmoil is what they've been reflecting on. So initially, I think there was denial of this connection. This says, I realize there's something between us, but I don't have the time or capacity to understand it. It's too much too soon. But you had the depth, though I think this is, yeah, and the surrender. So this is something they're breaking free of. I think they're finally surrendering to the internal burn they feel for this. I'm ready to surrender. I no longer want to run away. I no longer deny it. I'm trusting the universe and our love. That's beautiful. They had their life all planned out. So maybe this was a connection they didn't expect. One for visionary. Like you met very serendipitously, perhaps. Yeah, they did project. But they're reflecting on this. So that part where, will you make things right? When will you apologize? You let me down. I'm sorry for accusing you of things you didn't do. I'm used to people hurting me. I assumed you were trying to hurt me too. I should have treated you better. So they did project their own insecurities and wounding onto you. That deviation at the beginning, that's confirmation. They're reflecting on that. They're seeing it a little differently. Why won't these go straight? It's my OCD. All right, moving on. All right. Okay. One more for that row. They're acquiring knowledge. They're seeing this differently, the differences. So with difficult differences, perhaps you and this person process emotion differently. You process conflict differently. Some people, when there's conflict, they need to talk about it now. Other people, they need time to reflect, right? For the person who needs to talk about it now, it's like, why would you abandon me in this moment when we need to talk? Why don't you care enough to speak and work it out? For the person who needs space, it's offensive because they're like, oh, why don't you give me time to reflect? I need to reflect properly, so I come and correct here. And you're not honoring my need for processing, right? You're just being pushy and bulldozing me. They want forgiveness. I want forgiveness here. Maybe they're reflecting on the outer turmoil this created. That's good. Oh, of course, the twin flame card came out. So part of the depth and understanding and awakening this person's had is this is not just a connection like any other connection. It doesn't go away. So it's on a soul level. So no matter the distance, no matter the time, no matter not speaking, they would feel your energy like daily. Nothing makes it go away. And it's not limerence. It's not even sometimes it could be wanting and craving, but even when you're not, even when you are trying to move on and focusing on other connections in your life or other things, you'll feel it on the daily because anyway, complicated. There's videos on my page about soul connections. You can go look those up. I'm not going to deviate into it now. Attached. So maybe they're attached to some other karmic connections right now or other responsibilities now. A karmic connection, it can be a person, but it can also be an interference of addictions. It can be work. It can be family. And these soul connections, ironically enough, there often are barriers, things that in society make it a no-no. Marriages, family involvement, cultural differences, religious differences. There's a lot to be overcome, but it's to teach you the power of unconditional love. And the separations and barriers in the way actually teach those karmic connections, teach different lessons. So we need them. It's a different lesson than what you can provide as the soul connection. So if they are connected to another person, there's certain lessons they need to cycle out and learn before they have the proper glow up, before they can hold the energy of a deeper level of soul connection, deeper level soul connection. But it does, it's power couple vibes, and they're seeing this as potential to be a power couple. They're very focused on you. Maybe it's work and money they're worried about. This is material focus, but future focus. So they want to provide, they want security, they want long-term with you. Again, it's just that they come in so impulsively, like break your door down. Anyway, but again, it might be what they need to break out of that anxiety loop. This person's in their head. They're just fixated, worried how you're going to respond. Advice for how you should deal with this approach. Okay. Forgiveness, awakening, evaluation, decision, and renewal. This is going to create an awakening. I think you'll have an epiphany seeing, talking to this person again. Ten of Swords, the dead end, rock bottom, and thinking about long term. Let's get clarifiers. Judgment. So something that will be very clear is, because this person was in and out, maybe inconsistent in the past, is there going to be, whether there are barriers or not, there would be understanding. Is there going to be equal give and take balance? Are you going to be equally valued? It's that Two of Cups energy, but how does it play out in their actions, not just their words, right? Ten of Swords. Something in the next month's illuminating. Something is ending out here. A change in direction. Don't give up. A new cycle. One more. Okay, so they want victory here. I feel this person wants a renewal from this. Maybe this is something you close out, though. You could, this collective, if it's not, if you're really just focusing on your career, working hard, studying new things, your ambition, you want something faithful, grounded, right? Something that's you can count on. You do have success here, though. I'm a little stumped by this Ten of Swords. We'll come back to it. So we know. The Wheel is over this as well, beyond your control. These are long-term things. So this will create upheaval in your life. I think you're very future-focused. You both have a long-term view right now, which is really good. But if there are still things in this dynamic that are toxic, that grip them or grip you, or it activates wounding, it still may not be time. This might be something, upheaval, right? An end, a big push, a turning point. This might be something that needs to be cycled out because you're realizing there won't be equal give and take still, right? Or maybe you're not ready to give to this connection. Yeah, the Chariot. I think if you see this, it will give you hope for a renewal here. But you need to have a long-term view. I wouldn't rush this, especially if the Devil is still showing up. It's not there. It just might not be the right time. Let's get you cosmic cards for clarity here. Very on the fence. If it's time or if it's just a lesson that you need to be learned. Yeah, Saturn. Something to be worlded out. You have a pairing. Wow, that's rare. The passionate pairing too. This would be a very passionate connection. But there is something karmic that needs to be cycled out here. Wrap it up. An ending. This is going to be hard, collective. You're going to have to choose yourself in this moment. It feels like this is a cycle that needs to be broken to start a new one. So what I mean by that is this person comes in rather impulsively wanting this because they're ready, but it doesn't mean you're ready, right? You put up a boundary, close this out, say, I'm not going to accept the same old behaviors as before, right? I'm choosing me right now. I have a long-term focus. It will create an ending, but it's a good ending. What's going to end is it's going to cycle this out. It's going to activate this person into true long-term willpower and drive. Are they willing to work on themselves, willing to really lock in? It won't deter them if you choose yourself in that moment, if they really are in balance and aligned. This person's willing to wait and understand and put in the effort and dedication to show you consistency, even maybe as friends. Three of Cups is all about friendship, and that might need to be how it starts for a while, is just that friendship. But you do have Ten of Cups here, and you have a pairing, and you had the Twin Flame card come out. You didn't have it in the universe's part of how they're seeing this connection. Because again, I don't think it's time. I don't think that's meant to be the focus. You are meant to focus on your long-term vision. This person needs to focus on perseverance. There's still some things that need to be cycled out. And you choosing yourself in this moment will actually align it properly. Timing is really important here. It's beyond your control. So just advice. You can do what you would like to do. Just advice. Choose you. You don't need to accept them back just because they're ready and hot for you and feeling like they're reflecting. You are meant to achieve something beautiful in this world, and it's okay to focus on that. And to put this off for a bit. And if this person's meant to come back around with truth, clarity, insight, a more logical approach, it will. So let's just see. If you choose self in this moment, close out this cycle, maybe put up a boundary again. What is the outcome for this connection? Queen of Coins. You stand in abundance, prosperity. You're able to focus on your life work. Three of Cups. There will be another reunion here. Again, I'm seeing starting as friends. Seven of Coins. In alignment with your long-term perseverance, long-term goals. This will put you in a place of confidence and strength. Three of Cups. Oh, it's going to shift the energy. to true reconciliation. You're going to do it differently this time, an unexpected surprise, have more of a friendship. Yeah, putting this on hold for long term, boundaries. Outcome for this connection, please. So from what's being activated now, the Two of Cups, the Knight of Wands approach, Ace of Cups. True overflowing expression, a new opportunity in love. Queen of Wands energy, your confidence. You're charming. You're visionary, not putting up with less than you deserve. Working together slowly and deliberately over the fear and anxiety that this Knight of Wands in and out inconsistent energy puts within you. It needs to go slow. There needs to be spiritual mastery, contemplation. But this is about collaborating, synergy. There's so much about this needing to go slow. Needing to communicate, understand, gain more knowledge on how the other person works. But it will bring in a powerful manifestation, willpower. It'll activate willpower, concentration, and drive in you and this person. And justice. It'll tip the scales properly. Overcoming the burden. Cycle this out. To a new romantic offer. Reconnect you. That was the Page of Wands. Being able to communicate more positively once you have discussed. And overcoming. This is reconciliation. You're going to need time, this collective. And you need to honor your need for time. Time and healing are needed. You need to focus on your path right now. Again, my advice. Friendship, boundaries, time. It's just going to put more willpower, drive action into both of you and allow time and space to communicate about the things that need to be talked about before anything is rushed. All right, my friends, I love you guys and I hope you have a beautiful day.